me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. America has an unspoken policy to never protect the black citizens. And this has been evident all through the centuries. They can't give us no real good example of a string of law enforcement or the law protecting us as citizens. They don't do it and they won't do it. They just flat out refuse to do it. You know, we're paying all these taxes for schools, for property, for police, and we get zero protection. They are literally robbing us blind. So we saw the trial of DeMontario Gibson, the FedEx driver that was under gun attack just from delivering packages. Well, the stories are breaking that FedEx fired him. Okay. So his trial ended in a mistrial about a week ago. And it should not be any shock. If you go look up the former police chief, his name was Christopher Case, and their last name is Case. Do you really think this backwoods Mississippi police department is going to help a black man? Hell no. Hell no. And I know many of you are pointing out that the current police chief is a black man. You got to go back and look at the police chief that left. And then perhaps you'll be able to piece this all together. These are not errors. These are deliberate acts that the police did when they dropped the ball on this thing. These are deliberate acts. These are relatives, and they're not going to let these relatives go down. This is Mississippi after all. So a black FedEx delivery driver who says two white men shot at him and chased him. And this happened in 2022. I remember when it happened. I did a video on it. He's been fired from his job. This is according to his attorney this past Monday. I honestly feel disrespected. The former driver, DeMontario Gibson, told the Associated Press shortly after he received an email from FedEx about his termination. Wow. You know what? Firing somebody while they're on vacation and firing people by email is cowardly. It really is. Meredith Miller, manager of the global network communications for FedEx, confirmed Monday that Mr. Gibson no longer was employed with FedEx and did not respond to other questions from AP. Last Thursday, the Mississippi judge cited police errors in declaring a mistrial for the father and son charged in the attack. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, just look up Christopher Case and type in police, and you'll see why these men were not convicted. You will get a clear picture and understand. So, a detective testified about failing to give prosecutors and defense attorneys a copy of a videotape of a police interview with Gibson. This was not an error. This was not an error. Carlos Moore, an attorney who represented Gibson in a civil suit, provided AP with a copy of an email Gibson received from FedEx on Monday. It said Gibson's employment was terminated July 26, and the company attempted to deliver a letter and documents to him about the termination July 31st. FedEx fired Gibson because he did not accept a part time, non courier job that the company offered in mid July, Moore said. Right. This is the same company, after he got shot at and chased, told him to continue working. So, do you really think they're going to care about him now? Of course not. So, they said, that's why, because he did not accept some position that they offered, adding that he did not know whether the company gave Gibson a deadline to accept. They can't tell me when I should be ready to come back, Gibson said. Gibson, 25, said he had been on workers' compensation leave. About a third of his pay, that's what he was receiving, about a third of his pay, since shortly after the reported attack. Um, and, the police department involved was Brookhaven, Mississippi, and the incident happened on January 24th, 2022. So, I mean, I'm not too surprised. This, and I think FedEx, they are rotten for doing this. And I heard about FedEx when drivers have been attacked, have told them to just keep right on working. They have no regard for their people at all. So, Gibson was not physically attacked in the shooting and chase, but the psychological effects of it is still there. And he says he still to this day have trouble sleeping. So Brandon Chase and his father Gregory Chase, almost reminds you of the McMichaels, doesn't it? Are charged with attempted first degree murder, a conspiracy, and shooting into a vehicle driven by Gibson. Prosecutors said they intend to schedule a new trial for the two men who remain out on bond. A court official said the judge's docket is full until December. So the judge can't take any more cases or do any more cases until December. Well, look, this is the same state that Emmett Till was killed in, and you can't expect anything good from this. It's just not coming, you know? And being that they are related to a former um, police chief, that doesn't help either, you know? So, y'all gonna have to tell me what you think. When this first broke, y'all, even the neighbors said these two, this father and son, have been a problem, you know? And the fact that they act out so much and so violently tells you, I bet you there are more people either in the police department or in that legal system down there that they are related to. Usually when they're related to somebody or some politician, yeah, they'll show their behinds a lot more because they're inclined to believe they're going to get away with everything. And well, in the cases situation, they did get away with everything. They did. This new trial and all this stuff they're setting up means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. So it is very clear the police department and the courts down there in Mississippi are not going to let these two go down at all. And this judge did not have to declare that a mistrial, y'all. He didn't have to do that. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.